The whispering grain, when nature writes the name of the divine. The rhythmic sound of a heavy saw cutting through a centuries-old trunk suddenly stops as the wood splitters frozen in their tracks. In the center of the dark-aged oak, the swirling grain does not form the usual concentric circles of time, but instead assembles into sharp, deliberate strokes that clearly spell out a sacred name. The air in the forest seems to grow heavy and still, as if the earth itself is waiting for those present to acknowledge the miracle etched in its heart. This is not a carving made by human hands, but a silent testimony grown over hundreds of years within the secret layers of the bark. Nature has always been a master of camouflage and art, but occasionally it transcends the boundaries of the physical world to touch the realm of the spiritual. The story begins in a remote valley where an ancient tree, having stood for over 300 years, finally succumbed to the passage of time and fell during a seasonal storm. When the local craftsmen arrived to repurpose the timber, they expected nothing more than high-quality wood. What they found instead challenged their perception of reality. As the outer layers were removed, the internal fibers revealed a pattern so precise and so meaningful that it mirrored the calligraphy of ancient scriptures. This phenomenon, known as pareidolia by skeptics, but as a divine sign by believers, opens a gateway into the profound connection between the biological world and the metaphysical. To understand how such a marvel can exist, one must look at the life of a tree. A tree is a living record of every wind that blew, every drop of rain that fell, and every nutrient it drew from the soil. Its rings are its memory. Under normal circumstances, these rings expand in predictable patterns. However, occasionally, the growth process experiences unique stresses or environmental triggers that cause the fibers to twist and coil in extraordinary ways. In this specific case, the wood grain bypassed the chaotic randomness of nature and converged into a specific linguistic symbol. The curves of the wood fibers mimic the brushstrokes of a master scribe, forming the name of a deity that has been worshipped by the local population for generations. As news of the discovery spread, scientists and theologians alike flocked to the site. The scientists examined the cellular structure of the wood, looking for signs of manipulation or grafting. They found none. The wood was solid, continuous, and authentic. The fibers had grown that way naturally, day by day, year by year, hidden from human eyes until the moment of the tree's fall. The theologians saw it differently. To them, the tree was a silent witness to the presence of the Creator, a living monument that had spent its entire life growing a single word of praise. They argued that the universe is not a collection of random accidents, but a carefully composed symphony where even the grain of a tree can serve as a canvas for the divine. The climax of this journey occurs when the wood is polished and brought into the light. Under the sun's rays, the natural oils of the wood make the name glow with a golden hue. It is a moment of profound realization for everyone watching. The realization is that the world is far more mysterious than the modern mind often cares to admit. We live in a world of digital screens and concrete cities, often forgetting that the natural world is the original storyteller. When a name appears in the wood, it serves as a shock to the system, a reminder that there are forces at play that do not follow the laws of human logic. The high point of the experience is the collective silence of the crowd, a rare moment where skepticism and faith meet in shared wonder. The implications of such a find reach far beyond a single piece of timber. It suggests that the environment we inhabit is saturated with meaning. If a tree can grow a name, what other secrets are hidden in the veins of leaves, the patterns of clouds, or the flow of rivers? This event encourages a deeper respect for the environment, viewing trees not just as resources for construction, but as living entities that carry the history and perhaps the very signature of the universe. The discovery turns the forest into a library, and the act of observing nature into an act of reading a sacred text. As we conclude this exploration, the piece of wood remains a subject of intense fascination. It has been preserved not as furniture, but as a relic. Whether one views it through the lens of a rare botanical anomaly or as a genuine miracle, the impact remains the same. It challenges us to look closer at the world around us. It asks us to consider the possibility that we are being spoken to in a language of bark and leaf. The ancient tree may have fallen, but in its passing, it revealed a secret that had been growing in the dark for centuries. It reminds us that beauty and mystery are often hidden right beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to be revealed to those who are willing to see. The divine name in the wood is a bridge between the earth and the sky, a silent echo of a power that transcends time and space, leaving us with a sense of awe that lingers long after the wood has been put away.